Pride of Higara. This is Captain Soban of the fleet, Farron Shah. Looks like you could use a hand. Attention all Sobani, pick your targets and engage.
Hello everyone, this is Captain Soban, and welcome aboard the Starship and Normal Prize for another episode of Homeworld Tactical Fleet Simulator Ship Showcase Series. We are finishing up the Higarans today. The only things left we have to take a look at are the platforms and the non-combat ships. So before we get into this, I do want to let you guys know I'm using a different noise suppression software to record this. So let me know if things sound a little bit better, let me know if they sound worse. The point of this is to help keep all the background noise out and keep it from just, you know, make the audio quality a little bit better in these videos. So just let me know if this one sounds better than the older software I used to use, or yeah, if it sounds worse. Just give me a little bit of feedback if you guys will. I greatly appreciate that. Anyways, so today we are taking a look at the different platforms and different non-combat ships you can build on the Higaran side. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the first one we see in front of us is the Kinetic Autocannon RWS KAC-35RF. Big name for a platform with big guns. Let's read about it. So this is our anti-fighter, anti-missile defense turret. Type mobile point defense platform, tech level Mark 1 anti-fighter platform. Prerequisites RWS production module, so it just requires the module in order to produce. Comes with two KAC-35RF X2, so dual cannon turrets. Dual autocannon turrets with a range of 1.8 kilometers, so very short range. It's strong versus fighters, bombers, and missiles because these turrets are very fast tracking and they are very fast shooting. So they are basically our main defense when it comes to protecting the mothership and whatnot, and our resource operations from enemy missiles. That's good to know. Mediocre versus light corvettes. Doesn't really do a whole lot of damage. I could select the guy. I mean, he does do a decent amount of damage, so yeah, he could probably take down the small corvettes, but not anything bigger than that. Weak versus corvettes, frigates, and capital ships, because it doesn't do the damage to really take out the large ships. Description: basic RWS platform armed with crude yet effective chemical-based autocannon turrets with a high rate of fire. Its rate of fire makes it effective at intercepting anti-capital ship missiles. So you can use these as a defense. You can build a couple of these like around your carriers and whatnot and use it as a defense against large capital ships. So cool. Very, very cool. Next after that, we have our other autocannon platform. This one kind of looks more like the traditional kinetic cannon platform you would get in the in actual Homeworld 2, or in the original Homeworld 2. So let's read about it. Kinetic Autocannon KAC-75. Unit role, anti-fighter, anti-bomber. Tech level, Mark II anti-fighter platform. Prerequisites RWS production module. This is basically the upgraded version of the normal kinetic cannon. Armament, 2 KAC 75mm dual autocannon turrets. And it also comes with, and it upgrades those turrets to a PAC-75 proximity burst shell when you upgrade them. So it turns them from rapid fire kinetic autocannons to the flak cannon that the like flak frigates and whatnot have, which are much more effective against fighters because it does damage within a radius around the explosion. Strong versus fighters and corvettes, or fighters and bombers, I should say. Mediocre versus corvettes. Again, same problem as the original kinetic autocannon, just doesn't do enough damage. And weak against frigates and capital ships. But this is mediocre against both corvettes, so light corvettes and heavy corvettes. So this is a little bit better than the original when it comes to heavy corvettes. Description: basic RWS armed with 75mm kinetic autocannon turrets. It can be upgraded to fire proximity burst rounds, increasing its effectiveness against fighters. So this is pretty much your primary anti-fighter turret it would use to defend important strategic objectives. Also, fun note about the kinetic autocannon, since it can track down missiles, this guy will be an excellent defense against annoying strategic bombers, which launch missiles from well outside the normal range of defense turrets. So this could be, you could have a couple of these like around your mothership, and it could easily protect it from strategic bombers. So there you go. There's another way to take down those annoying guys. All right. Next we have the Pulsar Platform.
Ready.
Which looks really, really cool. I like how it has the Pulsar on like opposite sides instead of having them both on the same side. That's really cool. So Pulsar Defense Platform PIC 600. Unit role, anti-Corvette. Makes sense. Pulsar turrets are usually good against Corvettes, so it makes sense that this is an anti-Corvette platform. Type, Pulse Ion Weapon Platform. Weapon level, or tech level, Mark 1 anti-Corvette platform. Prerequisites, RWS production module, and improve RWS tech. So getting the improved platform tech to get the Pulsar ones. Comes with two PIC 600 turrets, that's 600 megawatt pulse ion cannon, I believe is what PIC stands for. It has a range of 2.4 kilometers, so very effective against Corvettes. Strong versus Corvettes, mediocre versus fighters and frigates. It doesn't quite have the turn radius to keep up against fighters, so it has a hard time tracking them. And it doesn't quite do enough damage to really go up against frigate class ships. So it can, maybe if you have like 5 or 6 of these, but they're not really designed to go against them. And they're weak versus bombers and capital ships because they can't keep up with the bombers, and it doesn't do enough firepower to really kill the capital ships. Description: light RWS platform variant armed with anti-Corvette pulse ion cannon turrets. Very basic and straight to the point. Hee. And next we have the ion cannon platform.
Reporting.
Which is kind of interesting. It looks like it's kind of a dual pulsar turret, but it doesn't actually have like the ion cannons. So I think it's like a more powerful version of the pulsar turret. So let's read about it. Ion cannon LIC 2500. Unit role, anti-frigate. Secondary role, anti-capital ship. Type, ion particle beam platform. So, cool. Tech level, Mark 1 anti-frigate platform. Prerequisites, RWS production module, improve RWS tech, and advance RWS tech. So this is like the tier 3 like tech of the platforms, which is pretty cool. Armament comes with two LIC 2500 dual, which is a 2.5 gigawatt weapon or turret, range of 6 kilometers, can be upgraded to 8 kilometers. So each one of these requires 2.5 gigawatts of power. So this is 10 gigawatts of power, of particle power that's sending towards the enemy, which is actually, that's quite a bit. I think that's about as much as an ion cannon frigate. It's a little bit more than an ion cannon frigate. So this thing is actually pretty deadly when it comes to capital ships then. A little bit more deadlier than I was expecting. Interesting. So strong versus frigates and capital ships. Mediocre versus cruisers and battleships, because they have a lot of armor and a lot of firepower, so they can easily wipe this thing out before it does a lot of damage to it. And weak versus fighters and corvettes, because assuming that these are ion cannon turrets, they're going to have a low maneuverability, so they're going to have a really hard time targeting strike craft. Description: heavy WS platform armed with 2 long-range ion particle beam cannon turrets for defending against frigates and capital ships. So yeah, this thing is actually no joke, and as long as they can provide some like long-range support against like raiding frigates, like a raiding frigate group, these guys will definitely help out a lot against that. And last but not least, we have the plasma cannon, which is new to the mod. I like the giant oversized cannons they have on. That's actually pretty cool. So plasma cannon platform, HPC 700. Unit role, anti-frigate. Secondary role, anti-corvette. Type, Heavy multi-purpose defense platform. Tech level Mark II anti-corvette, anti-frigate platform. Prerequisites: RWS production module, improved RWS tech, and advanced RWS tech. Armament comes with two HPC 700 dual 700 megawatt plasma cannons. So that's 700, 1.4, that's 2.8 gigawatts of power of plasma coming towards you if all of these hit you at the same time. Indeed. Let's see, is that as much as a tactical bomber? The tactical bomber produces or shoots two 600 plasma bombs and two 900 when upgraded. So that's about as much damage as, as two strike crafts of tactical bombers hitting you. So that's not bad. If you had a good group of these, like 5 or 6 of these, you could easily take out a couple frigates, no problem. Strong versus frigates and corvettes, because I believe these things have a little bit faster turn radius, so they're a little bit more effective against corvette class ships. Mediocre versus fighters and capital ships, because it doesn't do enough damage to really take down capital ships, and it's not fast enough to track fighter class ships. So yeah, so it's weak against those. And then of course it's weak against, or mediocre against those. Okay, I kind of like screwed all that up. It's strong versus frigates and corvettes. It's mediocre versus fighters because it probably, I think it can track fighters. It's just the plasma bombs are a lot slower than like kinetic cannons and especially beam cannons. So it's the fighters will probably outmaneuver the weapons before it actually hits them. But if it does hit them, it's going to do some damage. And okay against capital ships, which I'm assuming is like destroyer class, because it does a decent amount of damage, but the destroyers will probably wipe it out without a whole lot of hesitation. And of course it's weak against bombers and battleships because this isn't designed to go against fighters. So bombers will easily wipe it out before it gets destroyed, and it doesn't do enough damage against battleships. So yeah, not good against the big boys. Description: heavy multi-role RWS platform variant armed with long-range plasma cannons that are effective against frigates and corvettes. So this is your mid guy. He's more designed against the mid types, the mid-size ships. So we have the kinetic autocannon, the first one, which is good against small fighters and missiles. This guy, who is good against just your anti-fighter one. And then we have the Pulsar, which is your anti-corvette, ion cannon, which is your anti-capital ship, and then plasma cannon, which is your anti-frigate. I would say that would probably be the main role for all of these platforms. Okay, and now let's talk about the non-combat ships. So obviously the first one we have is our Harvester. Basic
Cells at full capacity. We're heading back.
in a little bit. Basic utility ship can harvest resources. When upgraded, resource collectors can repair damaged ships. Strong versus none, weak versus all. Pretty much the same as it is in Homeworld 2. Nothing special about these guys. Okay, and then now let's move on to the mobile refineries, because there's two types of mobile refineries that we can actually build. We have the normal mobile refinery, and then we have the monitor mobile refinery. So this one, mobile refinery drop-off point, can dock 2 resource collectors at once. Again, nothing really special. It has some very basic full defense turrets to protect itself from small squadrons of fighters, but it's not really designed to kill them, just to help increase the survivability of the mobile refinery until reinforcements and whatnot can arrive. But this guy over here, the Monitor RDS, is designed to protect the harvesting operations because it has defense turrets all around it. So let's read about this guy. This guy is part of the mod. Monitor RDS, Resource Operation Defense. Oh, indeed. That's what RDS stands for. Subclass Monitor. Type Independent Resource Operation Defense Station. So it comes with one PIC 2500 dual turret, which is it's one of the Pulsar turrets at 2.5 gigawatts. I believe it is a dual one, so it's this guy down here at the bottom. Part of the defense platform. I love how they, with some of these guys, that they put like a defense platform at the bottom to like help defend it, because it does actually go pretty well with the ship. Okay, and then we also have a PIC 300 turret, which I believe is a that's a pulse ion cannon. So that is this guy up here. I believe that would help against probably fighter class ships, I would say, because it's only 300 megawatt. Oh wait, that's a pulsar turret, so that's good against corvettes. It's a weak pulsar turret, but it'll work. It also has a KAC 50 RF, which is a 50 millimeter Gatling turret. Oh my. I believe that's this guy over here, because this looks like a Gatling turret to me. And then it also has two PAC 75 dual proximity burst turrets, which I believe are these guys down here at the bottom. These two right here. And we also have a KAC 35 RF hull defense turrets. I believe those are built into the ship. I don't think we can actually see those. Yeah, those are like the hull defense turrets that the actual mobile refinery has. And also comes with two anti-missile plasma cannons. Wonder where those would be. Those are somewhere. Those are somewhere. Are they actually? They're anti-missile, aren't they? They're anti-missile plasma cannons. Might be like up in front somewhere. Not entirely sure where that one is. Strong versus fighters, corvettes, and frigates. It's got quite a bit of defenses on it. Weak versus bombers, attack corvettes, and capital ships. So any type of ship that's really good against capital ships, it's weak against. Prerequisites: requires your research module to be built in your fleet. Description: mobile defense and support unit that serves as a heavily armed mobile refinery and resource operation defense platform. The monitor is 20% more efficient than the standard mobile refinery at processing RUs. So it can process RUs faster, it can defend the harvesters against any type of small fleet raid. This guy is really, really cool, and I really do enjoy his design. They took a mobile refinery, upgraded it to like a defense platform for the resourcing area, which to me, that's amazing. I mean, I know in Homeworld 1, the resource controller was more designed to refuel fighters and corvettes that were going to defend the resource operation area, but the one in Homeworld 2 is just really pathetic. Like, it has a couple of hull defense guns, but unless you're being attacked by scouts, those hull defense guns will do nothing against whatever's invading you. Which I guess it makes sense, that's why we have the platforms and whatnot, but I don't know. I like the fact that this one is just beefed up. It's like, oh, you want to attack my harvesters? Come at me, bro. Anyways, that's all of our resource operation stuff. Next, we have our probes. So in this mod, we can build 3 probes, which I believe is what you can build in the normal game. I don't think any of these are actually added in, but let's read about them. So, probe. Long-range sensor device, one-shot movement. So pretty much the same in the main game. I believe it also has the same movement speed. So nothing fantastic about these guys. And then proximity sensor, which is our advanced probe. I always love the design of the proximity sensor in this game for some reason. I also like the design of the original proximity sensor too, so I don't know. I think it's just something about these like winged designs that I really enjoy. Advanced probe, sensor device capable of detecting cloaked ships, one-shot movement. Strong versus nothing, weak versus all. Requires research module and proximity sensor technology. Again, nothing special about it. It's the same as it was in the original Homeworld, or original Homeworld 2. So, yep. I think the prices might be different though. Like EMC or ECM, I don't remember that being that expensive in the original Homeworld 2, but let's check that one out. I want to see it. Looks like a cylinder with just a couple wings on it. Anyways, Ecm Probe. Remote device that scrambles enemy sensors. One-shot movement. Strong versus none. Weak versus all. Prerequisites, advanced research module, and sensors distortion probe research. Now, one thing that I don't know if it's part of this mod or if it's actually part of Homeworld 2, this probe has a much larger sensor radius than the normal probe. Also, the AI will prioritize killing this probe if you use it to spy on the enemy. They won't really destroy the normal probe that much. They don't seem to care, but they really seem to care if you use the Ecm probe, which makes it difficult to use it because it's also much more expensive than the normal probe. But if you have it in the right situation, it can help you do sneaky attacks and help you win the campaign a little bit better. But anyways, that's going to be everything, guys. That is all the units that you can build in the Homeworld Tactical Fleet Simulator on the Higaran side. Hooray! So next up, we will be taking a look at the Vaegar side and see what units you can build on that, compare it to like the Homeworld 2 counterparts, and yeah, and we'll see what we're going to do after that. It's possible we might do the campaign in the Tactical Fleet Simulator mod, or we might put this one on hold for a bit since we're doing a campaign in Simplex. We'll see. We'll see what we want to do and see what you guys are interested in. I'm kind of up for anything, so if you guys want to see a Tactical Fleet Simulator campaign run while we're doing a Simplex campaign run, let me know. If not, we can wait until we beat Simplex and then replace that with the Tactical Fleet Simulator mod. Yeah, it's just what you guys want to do. I'm kind of up for anything. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoy this. Please leave a like if you did. If you like what I do, consider subscribing, and I'll check you guys out in the next video. Until then, this is Captain Soban signing out.
The Vaegar have arrived. Emergency hyperspace procedures initiated.